So we're being like no cursing and all that stuff too, right?
There's no cursing, damn it.
God damn it.
Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Welcome to Totally Local.
There's no cursing on this podcast.
Oh, shit. Welcome to the Totally Local podcast. A podcast full of entrepreneurs and colorful people in and around the Jersey Shore.
Is this the scratched version?
This is a little remix version. Hi.
We could have just turned it off. You just turned it up instead.
I wanted to make sure.
All right.
No, I was just turning the volume up because I couldn't hear myself.
Okay.
Maybe it was because the theme song's too loud. Anyway, we'll just stop that mess and get on to saying hello, Leo.
Hi. Hello.
How you feeling?
Much better.
Great. It's so wonderful when you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
And welcome our guest, DJ, or I should say UnclesNephew,
Hey guys, what's up?
who is a DJ.
Who is
I
DJ?
am.
But to clarify, people on the events, we were just talking about how you have to have DJ in the front. Otherwise, people are like, who the hell
Who
is this
this?
person?
Yeah.
Who's this, some family member?
Yeah.
You know?
You don't even know what I get. It's crazy.
Phil Caparoso.
Caparasso. Phil Caparasso. There we go.
Practiced
That's-
it.
Well,
That's
you
my
failed.
name.
You failed, Leo.
No, I'm not practicing anything. I was just going to mess it up when it's good time.
That's all right.
time.
Oh, man.
That's right, he can.
Yeah, it's okay.
I'm very happy to have you here.
Oh my God, I'm happy to be here. Thanks,
This-
guys. Thanks
this-
for the opportunity.
What,
He
let's-
hobbled in here on crutches.
I
You
did. I
gotta
have a
give-
broken foot, guys.
Yeah.
What happened? Partying too hard.
Wait, hold on.
That's beautiful.
Yes. No, I teach gymnastics in my other job. I was just trying to teach my kids the next step, and I did it perfectly the first time, a back tuck on a trampoline. The second time, well, actually, there was one girl in my class. She was like, Coach Phil, I didn't see it. Can you do it again?
I hope that's
And-
not how she sounds. She sounds.
She did. She did. She was
Hey,
Coach
Phil.
Oh, well, you know.
Yeah.
And I did it again, and when I landed, my left foot completely turned upwards. So when I landed, I was looking at the bottom of my foot. And probably 10 seconds later, it went back into place. So I don't know what hurt worse, the break or the whole going back into place. All right, let's move on from that.
Oh, man. The highs and lows.
The highs and the lows.
So, from what I've read or what I understand, you've kind of branched out onto being your own. You were doing a lot of collaborative stuff, or you started doing collaborative stuff.
Yeah, I was in a band.
And what kind of band was it?
It was electronic dance music.
And that
It was.
was Grapefruit.
Sound Lab.
Yes.
I remember Grapefruit Sound Lab.
Me too.
What did you?
I remember it well. It's still going. Grapefruit Sound Lab is still going. It's its own entity. It picks up.
You're
And
just
then-
no longer involved.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a new group of Grapefruit Sound Lab.
Was it like a because electronic music is a little different than a traditional band? So was there just a bunch of producers working together, or there's people that had specific roles in each one of the?
There were producers. There were
Uh-huh.
some specific role people, but mostly producers.
And was this kind of in and around like the New York area, or?
Yes, mostly New York. Yeah, New York. Yeah,
So
that's we recorded or we mixed our album in Soundtrack
Mm-hmm.
in New York City. I don't know if you guys know what that is. It's like one of the big studios there.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
And from there, you kind of branched out into your solo DJ career.
I did.
How did you end up at the wonderful Jersey Shore?
Well, I kind of like grew up in the Jersey Shore. Probably until I was like mid-20s.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was always playing music for people. I think probably from like 15.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I do like birthday parties and stuff like that.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
This is all Jersey Shore like based stuff. Like I grew up in Middletown,
Oh, right on.
so Middletown area. You know, like Red Bank.
Yeah.
all the way up to like Asbury Park, where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I did actually live in New York City for a little while until I was maybe like like mid-30s. So
Mhm.
like right after like 9/11,
Mm-hmm.
you know, I kind of came back to the Jersey Shore where, you know, it was kind of home.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I
And,
feel you.
yeah.
So,
So you decided to leave Grapefruit Sound Lab at some point, or there was an ending, a parting of ways on you, and then is that when you said, you know what, I think I'm gonna try to be
I didn't try. I knew. How about that? I didn't. It wasn't gonna be like a trying thing. I was like the whole DJ part of Grapefruit Sound Lab. Like when I was on stage, I had my mixer was up there. Me with my headphones dancing around. It was kind of cool. And I just loved doing it. And I love people, and I wanted to keep doing it. So that's where Uncle's Nephew kind of came from.
And so, where did you come from? That name? Where did that name come from? How did you come up with that?
This is amazing. This is an amazing story. So, my sister had a son, and probably like when he was like 15, he started coming to hang out with me and my boyfriend at the Jersey Shore, Asbury Park, and we just noticed him coming a lot. And there was a summer when he was 16 where we got him a job on the boardwalk, and he lived with us at that time. It was kind of cool. And he slowly kind of like migrated over towards Sean and I in Asbury Park. And we introduced him to our music. He was there during the whole Grapefruit Sound Lab thing. He was our photographer. So he was a part of it all. And we introduced him to our style of music. And I think, when you're that young, you leave an impression. And, it was like this like house music, dance music, and it was amazing to see him like love the music that we loved. And when it was time for me to leave Grapefruit Sound Lab, I said, what should I call myself? And this little guy was like, well, actually, he's 6'1". But you know what I mean. He said, how about Uncle's Nephew? And I was like, what? What did you just say? And it's like a topic of conversation. Like people, ask about Uncle's Nephew, and I am so happy to tell them the story and where it came from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good story. It's not some made up stupid name. It has meaning.
Yeah,
it's cool.
That's where the good names come from.
Yeah.
Rainbow Mountain, Stonewall, Rock Bar, Paradise, Georgie's, Convention Hall, Diego's Nightclub, the Woods Campground, the Underground Bar. You are, at this point,
I'm making my way around.
You are everywhere.
I'm making my way around.
Are you surprised by your quick rise as a legitimate DJ now?
I got goosebumps right now. right now. Just you guys talking about it. It's cool. And it's an amazing experience. So, because I'm such a people person, and going and being able to play at all these different venues and them hearing what I can do. And, a lot of DJs go and play for themselves. And I feel like when I go to a venue, I play for the venue and the people.
That's what I do. I'm
He
very
plays for
selfish.
himself. You better not ask him to play something.
I will look at
He
you.
will turn off the music and pack up and go.
Yeah, I've since I've been on a permanent hiatus. Let's just say, but yeah, that's definitely separates the good DJs from the good ones. Know to play what people want, and the bad ones retire.
And I'm like a big fan of bringing back like all the older stuff like 70s and 80s, like with this whole new like sound.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this whole big thing, all these clashes of all these genres. It's amazing, and it's cool to be a part of it.
Mm-hmm. Have what would be your? Could you think back onto your earliest memory when you were like, I want to be a DJ?
Of course I can.
All right, good. Could you share that with us?
Of course. I just remember like being maybe around like my brothers and sisters and their friends, and always being around the radio. I just like had a knack for like playing what people wanted to hear, and and every time I would go somewhere, they'd be like, all right, Phil, you're up.
Yeah.
Like, and it would always be a good thing. And like I said, like maybe like 15, 16 at like just house parties and basements and stuff like that. And
That's cool.
Yeah, and like I have been collecting music probably from, I think as soon as I could, I was doing it, and I was going into New York City to Tower Records at a young age and taking the bus, and any way I can get music, and I've held on to it, and it's all there.
That's
still.
awesome.
It's awesome. Yeah, it's very awesome.
How as far as getting in and around the Asbury Park scene, like what was your first introduction to Asbury Park as far as a DJ?
My first introduction as me like playing
Yeah,
music.
did you just like kick in the doors of Paradise?
Oh
and be
my
like,
God,
I'm here, bitch.
I'm gonna tell you a story, and it's kind of funny. it was kind of hard to get myself into Paradise, and they told me that if I was gonna ever do it, it'd take me a really, really long time. And I told them, I was like, nope. I'm like, it's not going to take a long time because people are gonna hear what I can do, and I'm gonna be here.
Right.
Yeah,
And,
there you go.
And I totally proved them that I did. But my first big thing was Georgie's.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Cole, he's the manager, and I knew my style of music would fit Georgie's like a glove. I knew it. And
Georgie's in Asbury Park.
Georgie's Asbury Park, yes. Georgie's Bar, Asbury Park. I'm sorry, guys. Georgie's Asbury Park.
Everybody
Joe
knows
Cole.
Georgie's. Come on.
Yeah. So I saw Joe Cole out, and I actually went up to him and I grabbed him by his neck and I pulled him down to my face and I said, I need to DJ at your bar. I was like, I dropped off a demo CD. You have to listen to it. And, I let him go. And he got a little upset. But I feel like that kind of made an impression on him.
Definitely.
That kind of lasted. He'd listened to my music, and I was DJing at Georgie's 2 weeks later.
That's cool.
That's great.
So then from there, people at Paradise heard you playing at Georgie's and...
Yes, yeah. And actually, JoJo, oh my God, I can't. JoJo Chris, how do you say his last name?
Cristobal?
No, JoJo from JoJo. He's like the main guy at Paradise. He's one of my really, really good friends.
Right. Okay.
Chris,
I don't know.
It's an Italian last name. I'm sorry, JoJo. I just completely ruined your name. He was at Georgie's and he heard me and he was like, Georgie's finally, the music actually fits now. And,
cool.
I kept bugging them about, Paradise, and from them hearing me there, they gave me a chance at they gave me the July 3rd spot, which is kind of like a midweek thing. It was on a Wednesday last year, I think. So, but still, people had off the next day. There were people there, and I did a really good job, and they invited me back again for July 3rd this year again. But
cool.
Also, Fridays is a big night, and I get to be on the main floor on Friday nights too, which is really cool. Yeah.
I mean, July 3rd is cool in my opinion because, you're going to get a lot of the tourists out on July 4th. July 3rd, it's going to get people that more local that want to really party.
Exactly.
So that's
it's
really
going to be
cool.
a fun time.
Have you met Shep?
I have.
Is he
I
cool?
actually, he's really, really cool, but I think he's very, very shy.
Uh-huh.
He's very shy, and I'm kind of like a big presence when I want, to be heard. And, I've been in his face many times with a CD. I feel like, giving Madonna with a demo thing. I'm listen to this because, and he knew me from Grapefruit Sound Lab. So I can tell you that Grapefruit Sound Lab was definitely a step up for me to do what I'm doing now.
Mm-hmm.
It's cool.
I mean, once I learned that too, I was like, oh wow, Paradise, Shep. I'm like, oh, I'm like, holy crap, he's done so much. Where I started collecting the remixes that he's made.
He
and
did
the
Vogue.
Songs.
He's Vogue.
Yeah, that whole sound, that whole 90s house kind of sound that influenced pop music.
Yep,
it's crazy. All that Janet Jackson. He's done so much stuff. Back from disco all the way up to then. He has so many.
There's lots of things that people don't even know what he's done. It's cool.
Yeah, and it's I've always looked around in there. I've been like, Shep, are you here? But never seen him.
Aren't you also doing a weekly during the summer at the Asbury Hotel?
Oh, yes, I am. Not the Asbury Hotel, the Berkeley.
The Berkeley.
Oh,
The
nice.
Berkeley Oceanfront. I do their I would call it low tea, but their afternoon pool parties on Sundays.
That's good to hear that they're actually doing something because they took a minute. I don't know if they switched owners or what happened, but it's such a.
They're making
cool.
some changes, and they just redid the whole entire pool area, cabanas,
cool.
bar, everything, and
cool.
now DJ UnclesNephew.
If you need somebody to
gonna be
carry your CD tray, so I can kind of sit
Oh
out
my
by
God,
the pool while you
please,
play,
please,
I
please.
definitely will.
Yeah,
I
how do
love the
you-
company.
I'm always trying to angle for something free on this show.
You can get in there. You don't have to rent a room together.
I
they
love
just
it.
open it up, right? You could just go sit by the pool.
Exactly, you can.
Yeah.
They're making it public this year
Mhm.
for that reason. I think because all the other places are doing it, so
They want to
Why
get more
not?
people in there.
and they're. For Pride, it was the first time I was there. They made so much money.
Uh-huh.
It was awesome, and I kept getting thumbs up. People walking by, thumbs up. It was
That's
so
the
cool.
best feeling.
Yeah.
That's better than scowling.
What's scowling?
People walk by and scowl
yeah,
at you.
yeah. Well, I'm known to scowl at a DJ.
Well, you scowl. I'm just used to your scowl. That's your face. So I'm like, oh, that's Leo.
Yeah, well.
You
I
scowl
love
at
it.
me.
Are there any venues or places locally that you haven't played in that you're dying to get to?
Oh my goodness. trying to think. Local venues. I think Feathers. It's not kind of like local, but it's kind of like close enough. I would like to kind of go up to Feathers and play some music. I think I would kind of like fit in there.
That's interesting.
Where's
Like in the
Uh,
Paramus area,
oh, okay,
Feathers.
alright,
Like
I
near
actually might have a
Paramus.
connection in a way to push that.
Please.
We'll talk after the show.
I'm telling you.
So how did
Thank
you play from all the way up to like Provincetown, all the way down to Rehoboth? So how did you get such a how did that reach kind of grow?
I guess just being in the music business before and like the connections I've had.
You just put it out there.
Yeah, there's this one guy. He writes for Out in New Jersey magazine. His name is Michael Cook, and he helped me get the Rehoboth Beach gig, which is. But like I said, when people hear me play, they're like, so now I'm like on the Rehoboth. It's Diego's Hideaway in Rehoboth Beach. I'm on their roster until October.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And they're paying. Everyone's paying you tons.
Yes.
Of
Oh my God, it's amazing, and I just have to buy more and more music.
Oh,
It's
but wait,
so awesome.
it's all cash, so they don't pay that much.
Couple
right?
places I get a check.
Oh, okay. I need to start. I would never. I would be so. Do you still get nervous before?
Oh my God, yes. Like I
Yes.
get like this tummy, like gas, everything.
You're behind the booth farting it up.
Yeah.
Really?
Well, but when I sit down and I get to start playing music, it all goes away.
Okay.
It does.
All right.
It's just the whole I think I'm more excited than nervous. It's excitement and nerves at the same time.
Yeah.
It's a mixture for like gas and like.
Are you ever
stuff.
just exhausted? Like, a club or bar could go till 2 a.m.
No. It's just like it's
Pumped up.
energy filled for me. Yeah. I'm one of the DJs that when I'm playing music, I'm not sitting there. I'm actually dancing in the DJ booth.
Yeah.
And people are like, "Is that guy all right?" But yeah, I get if there's good music playing, how can you stay still?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's certain crowds that kind of respect the DJ, respect what he's playing versus some other crowds that might come up to you?
100%, yes.
What do you do when people come up to you requesting like some whack ass bullshit?
I kind of say I'll see if I have it. If I do, I'll play it. But if not, you gotta think of something else.
Yeah.
So that's what I kind of give them options.
so
Yeah,
polite.
yeah,
So
yeah.
nice.
And sometimes they don't come back. Thank
Yeah. Thank God. Yeah. See.
Are there any DJs, artists, musicians that you really just listen to when you want to get inspired or
Of
want to hear new
course.
things? Who
Of
are there
course.
any that you want to share?
Yeah, don't laugh. I really like Melanie Martinez.
Okay.
And she has a new album coming out in September. Melanie Martinez, September. I love Peter Rauhofer. He's a big house DJ. He actually passed away a bunch of years back, but he was one of my favorite producers, Peter Rauhofer. Who else am I digging? Oh, Joel Dickinson. He does. He's a really good friend of mine. We worked with him at Grapefruit Sound Lab. He did a couple of remixes for us. He does some good retro stuff. He's a fan of what I'm doing, bringing back the good, the old good stuff in a awesome way. Who else? John Michael DeSpirito. He is a big house producer as well. He's up and coming with me as well. He did a bunch of remixes for Grapefruit Sound Lab too.
That's cool.
And he actually does a guest podcast for me. I do a podcast as well.
Tell us about your podcast. What's the name? When's it out? How can we get it?
My podcast is on Mixcloud. I probably do it once a week. I have guest DJs come in and do some stuff.
Is it music based? Or are you talking?
Music based,
Okay.
definitely music based.
Cool.
But I would like to do a little bit of talking in there as well.
Interview, throw a little interview, throw a house beat on, and then just interview people.
I need to do that now. I'm doing this, so this is kind of
Pull
helping
this
me
and
out.
put it on.
Yeah, I
your-
would love to
Put a
do
house beat
that.
underneath.
Yeah, just play music underneath.
All right. No, I would definitely like to research some other outlets, but Mixcloud, you can find me. You can find me on Instagram, Facebook.
Is it all Uncle's Nephew all across the board?
Uncle's Nephew, yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
You heard it here first, folks. As far as you've mentioned remixes and you produce music. You do stuff yourself.
I
too,
do.
right?
I do. I'm actually taking some classes to actually sharpen up my my skills. So
Oh, that's cool. So we should.
I want to be something big. I want to travel the world, and I want to let people listen to what I can do.
And people can look back on this and be like, we knew him when.
Yeah.
Well, I'll be on tour with him doing some sort of job or something. So I'll know him now. I'll know him then.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, I've been working on some stuff when I do my own stuff. I call it ADHD
Hmm.
remixes because I feel like that's the world today. It's like just all this stuff mashed into one. So
So do you separate it from as far as like uncle's nephew ADHD? Is it like producer DJ kind of a thing?
yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. I was gonna actually go with the DJ ADHD first, but then I was like,
It's a lot of letters.
yeah. But I was like, the whole uncle's nephew thing is just so catchy, and the
Yeah.
story behind it.
Definitely.
So I was like, I'm gonna still use ADHD, but when I'm doing my own stuff.
Hmm. All right, that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
So as far as like, I've never been up to Provincetown, but is it like Asbury Park times 20 in the summer?
Oh my God! It's like heaven. It's heaven, and people are so friendly, and everybody is so loving, and it's like a big artist community and music, and it's just it's if you can get to Provincetown, Massachusetts, you should get there. The underground.
One thing I will say is, you. I don't want to put your business out there, but I will say that you do have a place.
Oh my
there.
God, I do. We bought a house in Provincetown. We did.
Leo's about to like give your address.
Yeah,
out.
well,
we
I was
did.
gonna say I had the pleasure of a visit when you first got up there, and I hadn't been there before. And nighttime.
Oh my God,
came.
just ask Leo about Provincetown.
Well, nighttime came, and I was getting out of a taxi to get back to your place, and I looked up at the stars, and it was out of a movie. It was out of a science movie.
All right, can I
you
just-
can see everything.
I have to tell you one thing. The first time I went to Provincetown, I got out of my car, and it was like 3:30 in the morning, and it was crystal clear skies. And I looked up, and I was like, "Why is there a big cloud in outer space?" They're like, "Phil, that's the Milky Way.
Yeah,
That's the Milky
yeah.
Way." I was like, and I started crying.
Yeah,
I started crying because I was so overwhelmed.
It's so overwhelming.
Yeah, no light pollution. You see,
That's magical.
you see satellites. You see the Milky Way. It's just like it's a magical place. Like I said, if you can get there, just look up.
My,
Yeah.
my friends DJ'd up there, and from what I've seen, like the videos that they had, it's like a real dance. Like they get into it. It's like a real dance scene with like house
Themed,
music.
Yes.
all-
Yeah, it's insane. It's
Ah,
lovely. It's
That must
lovely.
be nice.
It is.
It's just it doesn't get to peak dance levels around here. I feel like where it could be in more clubs. I'm always pushing
Absolutely.
for that.
You're right. You're
I'm
right.
always rallying for that, but
I hear you
yeah.
100%.
I think that as far as all the places around here, Paradise is definitely the main room in Paradise is the most dancey
yes.
place.
The anthem there. You hear the anthems on the main floor in Paradise. It's really cool.
And so, do you have like a regular schedule? Could we look up your schedule as far as where?
Oh my
what?
God! Well, what I do is if you follow me on, if you find me on Facebook or Instagram or whatever, I post like monthly gig things. So like
Mhm.
you'll see like June. Like I think I posted May and June. So
Mhm.
they'll do July and August. So yeah, I'll definitely be posting stuff, and I keep getting big gigs like every week. So
That's dope.
it's always changing. It's so cool.
Now, something that I found when people DJ is that there's always a memorable, there's what got you into it, but then there's that one party that you did where it was just banging and people were getting nuts. Like, do you have
I don't.
one in particular, or?
Well, as Grapefruit Sound Lab,
Mhm.
we performed on like the main stage at Pride in New York City, like right behind Leanne Rhymes.
Oh wow.
And like to see a sea of people like chanting and dancing and like, oh my God, like as far as I can see, I got goosebumpies again. I'm getting them again. It was amazing, and like we performed for Pride here, and it was like a field of people, and just to see the wave of people and enjoying like what you're doing, it's such a filling feeling. It's so great. It is.
Do you see like as far as Asbury Park is concerned, you've been around for I guess the evolution or revolution, whatever you want to say, as far as around this area.
Yes.
And I always ask people like the good and the bad as far as what's going on. There's a lot more places to play. There's people coming in from out of town. There's good and bad to that. Do you see where do you see it kind of evolving into?
I don't know. I always thought that Asbury was like the place to come and listen to music, or just to be discovered, or just I kind of feel like it's kind of going to remain the same as it has been, but in a bigger way now because there's going to be more people coming here,
Mm-hmm.
with
Yeah.
their own sound.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like kind of Asbury is like the birthplace of a lot of music and sound. So let's keep it that way.
Hell yeah. Sounds good. I haven't been out, Leo. I haven't been out with you in a while. I've been going out.
Hey, how about you come out and hear me play some music?
Yeah,
You would freak out.
When's the next?
He's really good.
Yeah, the last
well,
time.
you've heard him.
Well, I
You
saw
have
that
heard
one
him.
night. I was.
And
I
we
was-
freaked out.
Yeah, we freaked
we
out.
actually did freak out.
We looked at
That's
each
what
other
I
and
like.
screamed.
I like hearing that. I
Yeah.
like freaking people out. I
Andrew,
do.
so Andrew
that
and I,
song.
for all of the people who are not in this room, Andrew and I decided to go out one night to hear Phil.
Yeah,
this
you
was maybe
were-
a year ago.
Yeah, you were like, hey, friend of mine's playing. I'm gonna go check it out.
Was
He's
it the
a
July
DJ.
3rd
I don't
thing?
know. Might have.
It was.
It was like a year ago, so I don't
on
know.
the main floor or in the
Yeah,
copper
main
bar?
floor. In the
main
It was
floor.
July 3rd.
It was July
July 3rd.
Oh, there you go.
So it'll
we
be
were
the
there.
anniversary is coming up. right?
and
It's
like,
coming up. It's
yeah,
coming up.
we got there.
Bring your
early.
wife. Bring your wife.
We'll all come and hang out.
So we were
I'll definitely
sitting there
come.
and we're dancing and it's pretty early, right? We're just kind of like hanging out. And then this song comes on and I'm like, okay, I mean, it's got a nice beat and I'm hearing something that's sort of familiar and I'm like,
Well, then I was like, I think this is because I got the ear. I know what's going on. I'm hip. And I'm like, this is uninvited. And Leo was like, no, it's not. And then it just came in. Her voice came in, and we both screamed like
We were
little
very
schoolgirls.
It was uninvited. It was the Brothers in Rhythm remix.
Oh, so good.
And that's one of the tracks that I probably got when that song first came out, and
Oh,
it was like
wow.
one of those like bootleg, like white label remixes.
Uh-huh. Do you have
So-
is that like a lot of your collection? Are you playing on CDJs? You have digitized your stuff?
CDJs, I have digitized a lot of stuff. I'm working with I have so much vinyl, so
Mhm.
starting to work with that now. So a little bit of everything. I just, like I said, I want to be like that well-rounded DJ.
Does it depend on the do you go in and say, hey, what do you have set up, and then you play what
I
they have?
usually plug into whatever is there. Like
Mhm.
I'll bring my own stuff, and
Mhm.
I'm kind of like used to my stuff.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which is, it's my stuff. I'm like, I get nervous touching other people's things.
Yeah, I used to use Ableton, which is like it's a pain in the ass kind of because you got a laptop,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
stuff. Then
yeah.
there's like Tractor. Where
Well, I
you have
use
the
a Tra-
controller.
I use the Tractor. That's what I use. The
Uh-huh.
Tractor's really, really easy.
Yeah, it looks really intuitive. My friends have used it, and it's fun. It's fun to be able to be.
I'm
more
I'm in the
tactile.
process of getting the new version. Was it Tractor S4 or something like that?
Yeah, as far as the
That's my
control.
my next
the
thing.
four- with the four-
yes,
yeah,
that's
that's cool.
my next guy.
okay, music nerds.
Yeah, but you know what it is? Like, I show up my little tiny Tractor that I have now, and it's like all these guys have this big gigantic setup, and here's me with
Yeah.
my little tiny Tractor. So I just want to like
But
expand a
look,
little bit.
I mean,
But
what
I
you
can-
have is working, right?
That's
So
Yeah,
you don't
that's
need
what's
whatever.
That's
I
what's
mean,
important.
Sometimes, I mean, it feels like if what you have is working and it's small and compact, why try to add all these things?
I just feel like maybe it's like the whole like penis size thing. Like
Oh.
the more you have, the better. Is that bad that I said that?
no.
This is not a children's
No, it's
podcast.
not.
So
Children.
all right,
Well,
good. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yes.
So I just I like to show up my little guy, and it's just kind of cute.
All right. Well, you are a local resident. You do live at the Jersey Shore. Do you have any places when you're not performing that you like to go? Where when you're down, you say, you know what, I just want to go out for a nice dinner, some fun. Where are you going?
Oh my God. I'm trying to think. We're a big fan of Carmine's in New York City, but that's like kind of like hectic.
Yeah.
But,
well, this
you know,
is
when we-
totally local, so we need a little more.
Oh, here. Oh my God, I forgot.
5 mile
I
radius.
really like Taka.
Okay.
I
thank
really
you.
like Brick Wall.
Okay.
Brick Wall we call the Winchester, which is from the movie Shaun of the Dead. It was like
Yeah.
where they went. So the Brick Wall is the Winchester. We're like, let's go to the Winchester.
Oh man.
We go like once a week.
Filet mignon sandwiches. What do you?
Yeah.
I love them so much.
The French dip, the pierogies, the
Yeah.
wings. It's like I said, it's like the Winchester. We go and we have a good time.
Yeah, it's a good place to hang out.
Yeah.
As far as a local pizza place where you get a slice, a plain slice, and you
God.
say,
Nick's.
"This is where's Nick's?"
Nick's is on Wiccapeco. It's on Wiccapeco. It's in
Uh-huh.
Wanamassa, but it's like
Yeah.
right at the edge of Asbury Park. Like Wiccapeco turns into Ridge, and I live on Ridge, so it's
Ah.
it's like I can walk to the pizza place. But there's a new pizza place that opened up on the boardwalk. I forgot the name of it.
Oh yeah, I just had
Do
it
you guys
the
know
other
the
day.
name of it?
Yeah,
Monanosco's.
Mauricio's?
Somebody told me it's really good. I haven't had it.
It's good. I got confused because they called it tomato pie, and I'm like, what the hell does that mean? And then somebody described it's just what old used to say back in the old days is
You want a
pizza.
tomato pie?
But it was good. I had a couple. They're big slices. They're right on the boardwalk, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
The original one is in Seaside. See, we're doing this thing called Pizza Quest.
Okay.
And if I may, hold on a second. What's that noise?
Phil's enjoying.
Are we getting arrested? What's happening? The sirens.
And the pizza you eat is the pizza you live by. The brave masters
Oh no.
travel to find the
Oh.
finest cheese, the crispiest
It's all
crust,
messed up.
and the most magnificent sauce.
We're having some technical difficulties.
Pizza quest.
You get the point.
Yeah.
Pizza.
So we do Pizza Quest, and we're looking for the best pizza in Monmouth and Ocean County. So you just mentioned, what was it again, Nick's?
Nick's.
We'll have to
Yes.
check that out. I don't even know if we like Wanamasa, you say?
Yeah.
I don't even know if we had Wanamasa in the brackets.
I think we did.
Okay. But
It's
it's been
definitely to go to, and like every time we're at our house and we order pizza, like everybody loves it, and like there's no complaints. So
Have you, Leo, picked a Asbury Park place yet?
Oh yeah, TJ's one for Asbury
TJ's one.
Park.
Okay. All right.
and Luigi's is always like a good pizza
Neptune,
place.
yeah. So Neptune is next on my list. I will be hitting up all a million, excuse me, pizza places in Neptune this weekend. But I do have a Pizza Quest update.
Okay. All right. Good.
So,
I like to hear.
as you may know, I was not here last week. I was a little.
He ate too much pizza.
But this is when your friends rally around you. They pick you up, and they make you do what do life, live your life. So
Yeah.
my friends,
We've done it a few times.
My friend-
We have.
Do life.
so some good friends of mine threw me in a car and drove me off to Freehold, and off we went pizza questing.
Pizza Quest Freehold.
And we did Pizza Quest Freehold.
All right.
I have some bad news.
Uh-oh.
There's a
Oh,
pizza.
that's a lot of
Oh.
pizza.
Yes, that is a lot of pizza. I have some bad news, Freehold.
Oh no.
One of your pizza joints is poisoning people.
Oh, is that why you got sick? Wait, no, that was after.
Uh-oh.
That was after you didn't feel good. You didn't feel good again?
I didn't feel good again. None of us did actually.
Oh. Do you want to say which?
Oh.
You don't, want,
I've been.
you don't know which one it could have been any
no,
of
oh no,
them.
we knew. As soon as
You
took a
know what
bite,
the outbreak monkey
It was
was?
spoiled. It
Uh-oh.
was spoiled. Clearly.
Why did you eat it?
Well, one of us was smart and spit it out right away. I kept going because I
Mi-
thought this
did
is an interesting flavor.
Mike or
yeah,
Mike?
Oh,
Spit it
no.
Mike's
Oh,
like,
no.
Anyway, watch out, Freehold. Why don't you just stick to the two places that I'm going to tell you about?
Okay, well, yeah, people could do the math. You could go to either of these places. Any other place you can't trust.
These are the good ones. So, Crispy Pizza is legendary.
Mhm.
I've had them before. Always really good. It's a solid slice. That day,
Yeah.
mm,
That's why we don't tell them either. People are like, you got to go in there and announce you're there. And I'm like, no, F that. You can't tell them. You got to get them on any given Sunday. They got to be able to provide and perform.
but I have had them before, and I know that they make a really good slice of
I
pizza.
don't want to, but I don't want to, if it's not going to be consistent, I don't want to, I don't
Well,
want to.
hold on,
Okay.
because Mateo's
Oh.
pizza was really, really good.
Okay.
I mean, it was just really,
The
really
sauce
good.
was
I mean,
good?
they had a little bit of that like extra burn
Okay.
on the
I've
bottom.
never
Just-
been. I've
it's-
never been there.
Yeah.
All right.
And
where are they? Where are they?
Freehold
Okay.
and highly rated. But I will say this:
Hmm.
do you go with the good that you had, or do you go with the legendary? What
No,
you
you
know that
can't-
it could be.
We're here to forge a new path. We're here to be frontiersmen and we're adventurers. So just because everyone says this is the good one and you've had it and it's been good, if you go there and they're just resting on their pizza laurels and they can't hang on an everyday basis, you got to go with who first of all didn't make you sick. Second of all, who did well that day?
Well, there were a couple of other places that we went to, but Mateo's and Crispy Pizza. Crispy Pizza is actually, if you go inside, is a really nice looking place.
Great.
I have to check those places out.
Mateo's music was great. I was belting them out the classics.
It sounds
All
like
right, fine.
it's-
Mateo's wins.
Thank you. Thank you. It
So
sounds
Mateo's wins for freehold.
Yeah.
Well,
Sorry,
do you guys do
Crispies.
this like every week? This whole like pizza thing?
It's been ongoing we've been questing for a while.
Cool.
It turns out
Cool.
that like Pizza Quest is like, it's like
Oh, that's a lot of pizza.
You
I
start,
love it. I
like-
love it.
you start after a while, you start to realize how much bad pizza's out there
Yeah.
and how people are. It's like in the theme song, the pizza you live by. It's the pizza you live by is usually the one you'll go to, and then there's the pizza you live by where it's like, I love this pizza. I'll go wherever I need to go. So we started really separating, the winners from the losers here. And if Crispies can't keep their, stuff together, then they're
Mateo's.
it's
Mateo's won, but it was
Okay.
between Mateo's and there's other ones that I went to that I'm not going to mention.
Mhm.
I gotcha.
Because I don't need to. But those are the two. I mean, I would say Mateo's is the best. But if you want to try, all right,
Mike,
fine,
just say
okay, fine,
Mateo's.
Mateo.
We gotta say
Mateo.
All right, freehold.
This is hard for me. It's hard.
I think the next quest I'm gonna go on is Seaside because I want to hit the boardwalk because I've heard good things about a couple places on the boardwalk.
Please.
Boardwalk pizza is always usually good.
It's usually that's the problem is usually good. I want like
We want to
fantastic.
find the
Okay,
best
okay.
slice
Yeah.
of pizza.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
I'll be doing where do I live? Where do you live? Wait, I do. What's this? Neptune.
Neptune.
I'll be doing Neptune this weekend.
Neptune City or Neptune
Both.
Township?
You got a lot of pizza there.
There's a
buddy.
lot of pizza there. Yeah, so I'm clearing off my schedule for this weekend to do Neptune, and then right after that I'll be doing Point Pleasant.
Oh,
So
wow, the South.
we're starting to wrap this.
It's gonna get
The
there.
list is about halfway at this
Oh
point.
man, so much pizza.
So much pizza.
So much. I'm just glad that my wife is like she's pregnant, so she's down to. She's just like, I'm Italian. I'll eat pizza. So if I ever have to just drive her places, she could eat it. Because after a while, I'm like,
Friend of the show, Mike and I were getting one slice and cutting it, having them cut it in half, and I was like, "This is smart.
that's
This
a good
is the way
idea.
to do it."
until you got to that one fateful slice where it was.
I went
Mike,
home
Mike
and-
like, yeah. Mike was like,
No.
Mike was like, this ain't
No.
right.
He's-
You guys
he
are like,
was
it's
good.
delicious.
No.
What are you talking about?
What is this flavor? What is this weird flavor I'm eating? It's
No,
called
no,
poison.
Oh, man.
All right. So, do you want to get to the perfect weekend?
Oh yes.
Oh,
How about
the
you?
perfect weekend.
You started off.
I will
'cause-
start the perfect weekend.
All right.
My perfect weekend for this weekend begins this Friday, June 14th, Asbury Park Margarita Mile. Have you heard of Margarita Mile?
I did. I actually saw that on Facebook. I think like the other day.
Yeah, that's
did,
where
I did.
it's Kristen Honenman from Only in
Did you
Your
just-
State.
did you just murder that
I
last name?
did.
That was
And
amazing.
Yep,
I love it.
I murdered it. We're moving to past. OnlyInYourState.com came up with the Asbury Park Margarita Mile. You hit these spots in a row. 5 spots, best
Oh.
margaritas. You will be stumbling home by number 5.
I will have to be dragged.
What
home.
part of the weekend is this happening?
This is Friday.
nice.
Nice when the sun is setting after
Okay.
work. Why don't you go hit Margarita Mile? I said, here's how we begin it. Margarita number 1, Kubicon. Margarita number 2, right upstairs, Watermark.
Mm-hmm.
Margarita number 3, 2 doors down, Langosta Lounge.
Oh, man.
Margarita 4, Pop's Garage. And then Margarita 5, Robinson's Ale House. I don't know why on every list, Robinson's Ale House is on it. Every single...
I've seen that. I've seen
It's
that.
all-
It's
Always, like,
McClune's, isn't it? Isn't it next to the new Iron Whale? Is it that whole
It
rigmarole
is.
down
It
by
is.
the boardwalk?
It is. So it's kind of locally, kind of like cool. It's all in the same place. You don't have to really go too
You
far
just-
to get a
you
margarita.
can't.
Walk right down
Yeah.
the boardwalk.
Yeah, that's
stopping in for a
awesome.
margarita. And
How-
not
how-
plain.
Are these like small? You can't get 5 margaritas in
No,
one day.
these are like fancy ones. Like I want a strawberry this twist, and I want the
Uh-huh.
blueberry that margarita. And I
Oh,
want
they have the-
split it.
They have
too.
the jalapeno,
I've had that
pineapple, yum.
That one I
that
think-
little like burn at the end.
One. Yeah.
Yes.
See, so we're getting fancy.
Okay.
All right. So then after that point,
And I love margaritas.
you'll probably need a nap. So let's go on to Saturday. Saturday, June 15th, In Ocean Grove, they have the giant craft show this year. It's from 9 to 4 p.m.
I've been there. It's
The tents
amazing.
everywhere.
It's amazing.
I always get really good sunglasses there. I thought it was last weekend, and maybe it's both, but I'm seeing it for this weekend as well.
They
So
always have good
let's hit
snacks
that
too.
up.
There's always like
Any
food
craft
and
show is going to
whatever.
have
Yeah,
great
yeah.
snacks. And then let's end Saturday. I'm not doing Sunday because I've done a lot.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to end Saturday with the live and Bush tour at PNC. in Hollywood.
Oh.
You love
They came
your
out
night-
close between us.
Oh my God. You love your.
I do.
That's awesome.
I love both of them, both live and but I'm in.
I love the one live song where it's like somebody's giving birth to an angel or something. That video where he has a little braided ponytail and he's whipping it around. No, you know what song?
I don't know that. I don't know it. All right, what are your events? That's my best weekend. What's your best week? Perfect weekend.
Well, it's funny you should mention that. Friday, I have you going over to House of Independence
Okay.
to go have some. I've really been feeling the comedy ever since Angelo came on here.
He'll be
and
back in 2
Taylor.
weeks.
Yeah, hopefully if the album's all ready.
It'll
I guess
be-
he can come back on and
It'll be ready.
I hope so. Listen, man, it's out of my hands at this point.
Don't
It's in
stop.
God's
Where
hands.
are you guys? Where are you? Is it like on the mix part? What do you do? What's happening with that?
There's
going on?
2 or 3 more vocals I have to record,
Okay.
and then it just has to be kind of mixed and mastered down, which really shouldn't. A lot of it's done. It just needs to. The producer's computer exploded, so
Oh
like,
yes.
there's not a
You
lot
did
I can.
mention
It's
that
out of
earlier.
Jesus
Seems
take the
real
wheel.
not consistent. What's the word I'm looking for?
I don't.
Suspicious.
You
Seems
think?
real suspicious.
I mean, I'm ready, man.
All right.
I want it to be, you know what I.
There's a
Well-
process, and you got to do it the right way.
Yeah.
Guess
and
what?
this-
Because if we don't get tracks to listen to interview
Mm-hmm.
for the
just gonna interview
episode,
me?
you might have to do some live spitting.
Oh, I could do that.
All right, well then that's even better.
Oh,
I remember
man.
that better.
That's really putting me on the spot.
That's awesome, though.
I mean, yeah.
So what's the House of Independence show that you have me going to on Friday?
Ron Funches, who
Okay.
I think is funny. He's funny on like sitcoms, and I've seen him like on shows. I can't imagine how he translates that to a comedy show, but I imagine it'll be good. That's And as far as Saturday and Sunday, I'm gonna take a nap.
You are such oh my god! Every time.
I wish to God my weekend was like that.
I'm gonna take a nap.
I wish.
I'm gonna
All right. You know what?
I'm sorry.
Next weekend,
Yeah.
you lost.
I'm gonna. Well, yeah, I know that.
All right. So what is your perfect weekend, sir?
Well, my perfect weekend has to include me DJing because I'm like all over the place this weekend.
Why don't you start with
Yeah,
something going on tonight?
Actually, what's today? Wednesday? Oh, tonight. Yes, tonight is the anniversary of the Pulse massacre in Orlando. At the Library Park in Asbury Park at 7:00, they're doing a memorial. If anybody wants to go and check it out, that's tonight.
I heard they planted a tree for.
They planted a tree for everybody. Yes, everybody that passed or lost their lives.
That would
which-
be really cool to honor them. To just swing by and check that
yeah,
out. Do you know where the
totally.
library is? I have no idea.
I know the library
I'm
in
sure you can
Asbury
find it.
Park.
We all have
it's-
phones.
Yeah,
All right, and
it's there.
so you'll start your weekend early, and then
Wednesday, and then Thursday I do throwback Thursdays at Paradise. That's my weekly thing. I play some really cool retro stuff, and everybody has some drinks. It's a lot of fun. Then Friday I do the Bulge party at Georgie's. And they have
Oh.
strippers, and I get to play a little bit more what I want. Well, not what I want to play, but a little bit more dancey stuff that I like to play. And then Saturday I'm at a state DJing at Diego's in Rehoboth Beach. And then Sunday, oh my God, Sunday I have to drive 3 hours back, and then in a few hours, and I'm going to be at the Berkeley Oceanfront Hotel doing the early tea from 12 to 4, the pool party there.
That sounds nice.
And then 1 hour later, I do the tea at Paradise
Oh, wow.
from 5 to 9.
Oh,
So
people could just tour with you.
it's
just
going to
follow
be
you around.
insane. I'm going to be wiped out by the end of
Well,
this weekend.
but-
But it's going to be amazing. If anyone wants to come and check me out, that's where I'll be, all those places.
I will make sure to come stop by and see you at least
All right.
one or
Good.
two of them. Probably if you have a pool, I will be there. And I know that you're working on an event that you want to
I want to
Also a
promote.
plug, yeah.
Yeah. So this is the 10-year anniversary of the Visionary Arts Tattoo Festival. They're doing a whole bunch of like shows. They're doing a pin-up contest, a girls bikini contest. They're doing a men's banana hammock contest, a men's bikini contest, and I actually hired like 8 drag queens to judge these events, and it's going to be a lot of fun. The first time they did the men's contest was last year, and with the drag queens there, it was actually the hit of the tattoo festival. You would never think
Boom.
in a million zillion years, but
It was.
yeah. So I'm in charge of a lot this year. I get to do the men's and the women's.
And
it's
you'll
going to
be
be a lot of
playing
fun.
music.
Oh yes! Oh my God! And then, oh my God! And then on Friday night, the opening night, I should be playing some music in Convention Hall. So if you're around, you can find me. Just listen to the beats.
I've noticed you have horror tattoos,
Oh,
and then you got
yes, I
Disney
do.
tattoos. It's a whole.
Well, this is the kind of arm that I grew up with. This is like everything that, like, my mom read me Where the Wild Things Are when we go to the doctors. That was the one book she would go to. So, The Little Mermaid was my favorite Disney movie. I love Halloween so much.
Wow.
Charlie Brown.
and then you have
There's Keith Haring in the back.
Oh, cool.
Everybody loves Keith Haring. His art's amazing, so I had to get something like that. So me, my nephew, and my boyfriend have all Keith Haring tattoos. So
cool.
it's kind of like our uncle's nephew connection.
And then you have Friday the 13th on. That's like,
Don't you got it wrong? How dare you?
It was
That's
Halloween?
Michael
Halloween.
Myers. How double dog dare you?
I can tell Halloween is my favorite holiday, obviously.
But yeah,
It's very detailed.
well, the one thing about if you're gonna get something like this on your body, you have to go to the right person, and I don't want like a blob on my arm,
Yeah.
and that's definitely not. It's Michael Myers.
Yeah.
and
Right.
people know.
Yeah.
Well, most people
Except
know.
you, yeah.
You know what I was getting.
No,
at.
I know you did. I know.
Well, this was really a lot of fun. I'm super, super, super happy that you
Well,
came.
listen to me. So, listen, this is the first stage of Uncle's Nephew. How about you get me in a little while again, and I'll tell you where I am and where I've been, and I
Oh,
think it's
yeah.
gonna
You
it's
want to
gonna be a lot.
You want to be a friend to the show? You're
I
gonna come
do. I
back
do.
more?
Can I please?
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely.
Hey,
This
wait.
will be fun.
I got a T-shirt. I love it. I know. I got a T-shirt.
All right. I think that's the show. I'm gonna try to play the theme song again just to see
Thank
if it
you
doesn't
guys.
skip.
Thank you so
Thank
much.
Thank
It's
you.
totally local. Thank you very much
Yeah,
for coming
please.
on, Uncle's Nephew. As
you, guys.
always, thank you, Leo. You're such a wonderful addition. You're just an integral part. You're like
Keep going.
I had a blast. I had a blast. I really, really did.
We miss you whenever you're not here.
Well, I will try not to take any more time anytime soon.
Thank you, as always, to Ming, a shared universe podcast studio. We love coming in here. And again, thank you, Uncle's Nephew. We can't wait to go out, hear you. Can't wait to go have a margarita. And
You might see me in that margarita run now that I know about it.
Yeah. See you Friday.
All right, everyone, have a wonderful and safe and lovely rest of your week.